Hi everyone, Colleen here. I want to share a little box with you today. I was looking on Pinterest and this is my favourite chocolate. I love this one, the orange one, the LINDOR. It's just called Milk Chocolate Bar and it's just delicious. But I wanted to be able to give it out as a present to someone if they're lucky. And so I decided to make a little box, and I found this site, and the lady had, she was a German lady, I can't even remember her name, and she'd made this box, and I thought, gee, that's really cool, but hers was all in centimetres, and I wanted to convert mine to inches, so that's what I've done. We will have to use my little chart, because we're going to be using like 13/16 of an inch for the top, just so that it gets that nice, really snug fit, like that. So as you can see, it's just a little box sleeve that fits over the top. It does go back on. There we are. And just tucks in like that. Now this is using the, I can't remember, Whimsical Fundamental, not Whimsy, no, Adventure Fundamental paper. And today we are going to be making it in Beautiful Friendship and Sapphire paper. Now we'll also be using the basic stitched hearts in the 3/4 of an inch and the basic hearts, the 1 inch one. So that's the two sizes that I've used today. Plus I've used the 1.5 inch a tag for here, and I've just cut out two, one in white and one in blue. And we're using the, where did I put it? I had it 2 minutes ago. I'll find it and put it up on my blog. The Just For You stamp from that goes with the tag. So that's what I'm using today. So let's get started. Now the base I'll use the scoreboard, but for the top I will need to use my trimmer. So I'll just move the blade out of the way. We'll go right to the bottom. And we're going to lay it in, and we're going to score it at 13/16. Now to find that, it's the one that's the tiny little mark just after the 3/4 of an inch. See there? So it's just the one just after it. I drew this up because I got so tired of having to count all the time. Now I can see where it lies. And my husband had made me up this lovely one here, but he didn't put the 1/16 of an inch in, which I'm going to have to ask him to do, because I think I'll need them on the bottom of this line here. But this makes it easier to work out where you're going to. But for today, I'll just have to move a few things so I can move this up. Look out the way, everything. So I think I've got it in the right spot so you can see. Yep. So we're going to go at 13/16. So that is the one just after the 3/4 of an inch. Oh my gosh, and it was there. God, what a noodlehead. Nearly scored it in the wrong place before I even got started. Now, if you've got your score blade, use that, but at the moment I don't know where mine is, which doesn't surprise me. Now, the next score line is at, I should have told you, this measures 6 inches by 4 inches to start with. So on the 4 inch side, we need to place it in at 13/16 of an inch and score. Then we're going to move it to 1 13/16. So like I said, it's just the little one after the 3/4 of an inch. And then we're going to move it across to 2 5/8, which is the larger one after the 1/2 inch. And then we're going to move it across again to 3 5/8. There we are, and that's all scored. So that's it there. Now I'll put that away, and I'll have out my scoreboard because it's easier just to score the base on here. So we'll be scoring at, now that measures 4 inches by 8 inches, and we're going to score on the 8 inch side at 3/4 of an inch. Then we're going to turn it to the 4 inch side, and we are going to score that at, I'm sure you can see it, We're going to score that at 3/4, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, and 3 1/2. Have I done? Oh, I haven't cut it down. What a noodle. I have to bring in my trimmer to cut it down. Sorry, ladies. I'll cut that down to 4 inches. There we go. Now it looks right. Oh, it's nothing like having a blooper on your video, is there? Okay, so now, can't find my bone folder either. It's around here somewhere, so I'm going to use the edge of my scissors. So we're going to burnish and fold all our score lines. There we go. Now we're just going to trim away that bottom section, and then we're going to cut up those score lines. So just cut straight up and cut in on an angle so you can wedge it, and just give it a little wedge at the top. And then we're going to cut up the score lines. Then we're going to notch out just on the little 3/4 inch flap. There we are. So that's our little box. Now we'll just add some adhesive straight down the score line. Oh my gosh, that wasn't very straight. Anyway, and use your bone folder to give it a really good seal it into place. Now this is the back of our box, so we'll fold in the two sides, fold down that section. Now I'm just going to glue the bottom section. With our adhesive. Fold that over. Now I'm just going to put that in and let it just jump up and down on it for a little bit. So that helps seal it in place. So that's our box for our chocolate. So that will just slide in there like that. I'm surprised this chocolate's lasted this long, because it's my favourite. Now we're going to fold and burnish. Now our paper comes from, I think I told you, the Beautiful Friendship paper pack. I just think it's just so gorgeous. Now we're going to just do the same thing, cut up the score line here and remove that little tiny section. Give it a bit of a wedge at the top. Cut up those lines, our score lines there. Wedge it in, just on the little 3/4 inch flap, or 3/16 I should say, because it's just slightly larger than the other. I've tried many ways to do this. I even tried doing it where it was all the same size and wrapping around, but it just didn't work, so that's why we had to do the 1/16 inch. Now I've got a piece of, where did I put that? Here it is. This is a bit of, can't think what it is. It's like, so I bought it a very long time ago, but it's really good for catching your adhesive, so you don't end up with it all over everything. So anything extra, fold this over, fold this one onto the top. I'm out by a mil. Now what happened there? Oh, do you know what? Just squash it. Now we're going to fold the sides in, fold down the back, add our glue to the end. Fold that over, let that seal in place, same deal. Now I've got a little bit there that's going to bug me. I think when I actually was scoring it I got it wrong. That doesn't surprise me. Now go to the back of the box. Still fits in though. Perfect fit. So what we're going to do now is take our hearts. Now with this one here, I just trimmed the stitched edge away. So just be really gentle when you're cutting this. Right, just cut that away. And we're going to just add some glue and put that into the middle of our white heart. So I cut them out, one in the paper, one in white daisy, in the 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to sit that on because it just, I don't know what, I just like the look of it. It gives it that slight, I don't know. It reminded me of quilting for some reason. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get our 3D foam dots, which I had 1 second ago. Put a little dot in the middle of our this one. Pop it onto our thing. Now, I'm not going to use the light side, I'm going to use the dark side this time so that it stands out onto my paper. And then I'm going to add just 2 dots, one here and one here, in a sort of trying to get them in a line. So then I can pull them up so that they can butt up against that. I don't want them to stick onto the edge. Oh gosh, geez Louise. There we are. So it's just butted up against there, and then I'm just going to take this piece, poke out the hole, because I'm a bit of a sod. I actually like to do the two together when I've cutting them, and I'm going to be using the sapphire ink, and I'm just going to stamp the "Just for You" in the middle. There we go. Put that away. And then I need to work out which one. I think it's going to go that way. Yep. So I'll add a bit of adhesive just down this side. Layer those up so it's just offset slightly. Add some down the middle. And just tuck it in under there. And there you have it. There's your little box for your, this one here's got the milk chocolate one in it. And when I was having a practice making it the other day, I made one in a very old paper. A lot of you might know it. I cannot remember the name of it. But yeah, there it is there. So that's in the purple. And I just added a couple of flowers that I cut from the Cricut onto the top with a gem. I mean, if you want to add gems to this, feel free to. I'm not a very gemmy person, unfortunately. But there we go. So that's my box for the LINDOR milk bar. I hope you enjoyed this video. Till next time, keep on creating, and bye for now.